Don't ask me why, but I've just seen The Blind Side, and oh my god, it was genius. There were certain. I must have it hand it to them. The Australians, whatever editors of this show, do it in a way so much better than the US version do it right now. The US, it's so predictable. It not predictable. It's harder to track where Trouble Council is going to go in Australian Survivor than it does from the entire episode. Because in a weird way, we knew this blindside was going to come, or the shot was going to get taken by the beginning of the episode and by the preview from the last episode. But in the American version, the Trouble Council, the music, it's not quite as dramatic. The capture of contestants' faces, it's just played so well. Credit to Australian Survivor, the whole production crew. Australia has a way of just making things feel so much more real. And I think obviously, because technically season 6 of Australian Survivor, and they're doing it for longer, 55 days, and there is this ridiculous amount of extra anticipation that they have to be better than the American version. We're coming up to the 40th season of the American version now. Obviously 39's coming up in the next month, but next year, February, is the 40th anniversary of Survivor in terms of how many seasons they've done. But just this blindside. So obviously I am paying homage to what I could only imagine is as goofy as outfit as he wore when he was walking out. And the sniggers and the giggles that was going on as he was walking away was priceless. It was... When Sean left last week, he said, whatever day it was, you have to make big moves to get my vote. And the only way now Sean can go back on his word now was that blindside, because he said his vote was going to Luke. But Luke had no idea that blindside was happening. And so Sean is now like, wow. And plus, Sean and David are now going to be in Ponderosa together for the next few days. I think they're going to now have to finally have a bromance, just because they're going to play on it quite a bit. I'm curious to see if I can find the videos of Ponderosa, because I guarantee those two boys are actually going to be like best mates now playing this game. Oh, playing as the jury. I was curious to see that conversation that Daisy had with Luke. I'm wondering what happened there. But I think also Daisy was also kind of protecting her own ass, because now that her and Luke have talked, it's coming. Luke's going to rise up, and I think Luke will do a Jericho in the lolly jar kind of alliance again. If that opportunity comes up, Luke will take that quite easily and use it to build bridges with the contenders quite easily. But as it was being, Trouble Council was happening, and I was on that verge of just going, if they pick their idol, Harry's going home. But Harry had 2 votes. I think still that because there's 9, most 11, there's 10 of them voting. 2 votes went to Harry, so there's 8 votes still going up in the air. There were 6 other votes going for Dave. So at least 5 votes were going from the contenders. So John, Baden, Daisy, Simon and Harry were going to vote for Dave. Then Pia, Janine and Abby should have voted for Daisy. Just in case Dave played that idol, all those 5 votes would have been cancelled. Daisy would have gone home with the 3 girls now rebelling against her. That means that then if that conversation with Luke didn't happen, then they would still get Harry in the game, because Harry is their number 1 in terms of they can talk with Dirty Harry quite nicely. And then if Dave was still in the game, Dave then goes, what the hell happened? And the 3 girls are like, well, we voted with you. But I think it was because it was so geniusly put together, there was a few like waverings in there. I am now like, it's just the giggling, and even Luke's like, what? So I take clips up my hair now because I've started to pull, and I have to no longer wear this disgustingly dirty sock on my hair. And say, Australian Survivor, tomorrow night there is an episode now to watch, so now I have to catch up and watch this episode. But I just want to talk about that move. Pia is right. That girl, we need to watch out for her. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out now, but there is now a 4-4 alliance, and Luke was the one left out the blind side. And so Luke can now go there or there. But Dirty Harry is still got a chance to do that as well. The rise up of the contenders is happening. Watch it, guys. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I don't see it happening all the way to the end, but there's going to be a few... The moves, we're now going to play the game of Survivor because we've taken out the ego. We're now putting in the challenges. Let's go, people.